Hi everyone and welcome back. Jesus said in Matthew 5 verse 13, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot." We are the salt of the earth. What a powerful statement. There are two aspects to this understanding of salt. The first, we need to recognize from the Old Testament that when we read of salt, it speaks of covenant. 2 Chronicles 13:5 says, "Ought ye to know that the Lord of God of Israel gave the kingdom over Israel to David forever, even to him and to his sons by a covenant of salt." So salt speaks of this covenant. It speaks of a relationship, a commitment, a consecration to the promise and the purpose of God. So you and I, we're through Jesus Christ, have entered the new covenant. We have this salt relationship. It speaks of something that is protected, something that is preserved for life, for eternity. Interestingly, if you look at the great picture in the Sistine Chapel of the Last Supper, you will see Judas leaning on the table speaking to Jesus, and you will notice that his elbow has knocked over the little pot of salt. He broke his covenant when he rebelled against Jesus and denied him. That's what the salt meant. So that's the first thing. The second thing we read of salt, and we know that salt purifies. In Leviticus chapter 2, when they had the offerings, they would have to pour salt on the offering so it had a good aroma. In other words, something that is being cooked, as you know, or prepared without salt doesn't have the same flavor. So we can have a religious attitude, we can do things in a religious way, but unless it has that working of God in our lives, it doesn't have the same aroma. So salt speaks of this purifying working in our hearts and our lives. So when the Lord said, "Be the salt of the earth," he was looking for two things: a people that are committed to his covenant and the truth of his covenant. And secondly, he is looking for a people that are willing to be purified and worked and changed by God to be a blessing in this world. Are you salt? May the Lord help us.